Welcome back. Welcome to Trading Maze. This is Suzanne. Today is 2nd July, Wednesday. We didn't have streams for last 2 days. That's because I was quite busy with my work. But now I'm back. But even though I was not available, I was posting trades in Telegram, so that shouldn't be a problem. And we did great. This week we started with good amounts, I think. Let me share my screen to you. Mm, Yep. Here I was watching US oil for a minute, seeing if it tapped our level or not. This was our level, no? It did not. It just consolidated a bit there, and it went away. Which is fair also because it fell like crazy from here. I'm bullish on US oil, by the way. You can look for these targets easily. 70 easily. You can look for 70 easily from here. But to buy, I don't seem to know the oil price action that much. I would say if you want to buy, you can buy from here. This would be a test of this high and this order block. So that would be a good one to buy. What is this? 15 minutes? Yes, 1 hour pay. Let's see. 1 hour pay, there is no order block there, but there will be a high test. So yeah, still can be taken. Mm, okay, that would be that would be a good trade if it comes back to that level. Then you can expect it to. That would be your stop loss. The target will be 70. See, this clean moves. Whenever you have these clean moves, you can definitely look for higher targets. Man. 69.94 because we keep the buffer. No? 1 is to 5 risk reward ratio. That could be achieved. We have resistance from here 67.84. Did not reach. We should see how price reacts at this point. That would be some crucial thing to understand that. Yeah. Anyways, that will be our trade. Let me have an alert here. Yep, I have an alert. Have alerted this and this for them. If it doesn't come to this level and just goes from there, that's really complicated. I think this is a good trade. You can try this trade. Yes, sir. Uh, so gold. Let's see gold. Gold is our main importance. Today, today we did actually gold. If you look at a higher time frame, let's come from daily time frame. It was bearish for a moment, and it took 250 ka liquidity. A trade that we have given in the Telegram group. Monday, great. I mean, in the morning only we did. Uh, it happened. Every one of the trades that we predicted happened on Monday, and it was good to see that price action was respected. And yeah, see this one. If you talk about this one, it had took liquidity from here, and it's rising, and it's rising fast. So I would expect that because after taking liquidity, you normally do see a higher fast movements like we are right now. So the buying will interest me, but the problem was when we have these kind of buying in higher time frames. Like see, this is daily time frame. This kind of buying in daily time frame, which usually suggests that the buying levels are not being tapped. So there are a lot of fair value gaps on the buy side. So for us to take trades, we could take from intermediate levels, but they have a probability of failure. But if probability of failure more than what we risk. See, normally if I take a trade, if I post a trade, it normally has a 95% probability. Probability, yeah, of course. If if I take trades at the intermediate levels, which I usually do when there is a higher momentum on some side. So as I told you, gold has a higher momentum of buying right now because it has liquidity. It has good liquidity on daily time frames, on a daily time frame level. So these kind of things will push gold from the intermediate levels as well, from the levels where even though there are a lot of fair value ups on down at some level, but still it's moving up from taking liquidity from some intermediate level. So those things kind of happen, and I think that's what we'll see today. Actually, today will be a lesson for us. Uh, Actually, let's review. Yes, so see, after this happened, so week ended. Our week ended over here, and I was posting in Telegram also how my thinking was, how we were. So this trade I posted on Telegram, if you remember it or not. Telegram, sorry, I marked in the live stream. If you remember this trade, if you have put your limit order here, our TP, our stop loss just missed. If you see this, just missed by 2 or 3 bips. That's crazy. No, not 2 or 3 bips. Is okay, daily time frame. No, so 20 bips. Yeah, 15 bips. 50. It moves by 15 bips. So we had a 75 bips ka stop loss, I think, below this. Because daily time, we were doing it at daily time frame, so we had to give. I think I gave it till this. Yes, this order block, or you call it order block will close. So that is, I think, 80 pips, 75 pips that we give. So it came very close to that, and 44 level. I think I think this one. I think this would be a weekly level, perhaps, maybe, but I don't want to see weekly chart right now. This could be weekly, no? So this all these are days. So this could be a weekly high, which in turn, omitting all this, could be testing that. Uh, yeah, that I think that's the story. So after taking this, we were into buying from 50. We had this drawdown, and it was very fast. It was very fast. If you see it, it was very fast. 4 hour pay, let's see. See, it was very fast. See this wick. It's very fast, and our our target reached in just I think just in an 1 hour or so. So we took our trade here, 50 pay, target 200 pips. You should. I told you. I already told you, if liquidity taking is happening, then we could look for higher levels as well. 50K level, I told it will reach definitely with a small quantity. So what I did was I booked 80% of my quantity at around 300 pips. I holded it around 300 pips. Then I booked it around here. I think where significant lines are. These are the significant lines from the past. I think I've explained them before. If any line that you see, if you see any line, those are significant lines that have been marked for support or resistance. Depends which side the market is. So yeah, that's That's it. 4 hour pay. That's what I can tell you. 4 hour pay. I hold it till 300 pips, and 20% quantity. I'm still holding. I hold it. I booked my 50% of or 20% at here, 50 pay because I was into selling. Still, because I hold that pen 10% only to see how much how much more it could give me. I'm already 1,000 pips up. If 10% of my quantity, I'm if you take 10% of my quantity, I'm 1,000 pips up. 20% pay I booked. 20% of my quantity I booked over here. So 10% I booked over here. So 10% is left, and I think you will see this gap being filled. 68 ka 70 ka gap. Uh, so we could take selling scalps, but I really want to catch. See, this is straight. This is clean move. See, marabus is forming marabus in 4 hours. That is crazy. See here, it it closed above 50 ka level. 4 hours. We were suggesting I'm very bullish. I know it was very bullish. Still, we took a selling trade and we won. We won. We took two selling trades. One which we won, and second one was risk free. I think we did two trades today. Only two trades. Because mostly it was consolidating, and see, our market was here only. It didn't move that much. Now it's moving a little bit. I think so. This was already expected. This move was expected. I told you about this move after liquidity. This happens, but only thing was we didn't have a double bottom because it fell so aggressively in the past few hours that it didn't need to form that what double bottom because people were ready to buy. See all these gaps they needed to be covered and they needed to be covered fast, which is what gold is. So they waited for it, and whenever that I think see whenever what I do is uh, take this as a tip or anything else. What I'm telling is if it's falling in 4 hours, I tend to see higher time frames as it's for if, as clean moves are coming. I tend to see higher time frames. Key what's happening there because those moves only come when there is a higher time frame ka support or resistance. Because these kind of moves doesn't come from there. So this was the weekly wala high that was tested. This could be that weekly high that have been tested at this point. It was a weekly high, and that and now thinking this could be a weekly low. This definitely is a weekly low. This could be a monthly low as well. It could be a weekly low. It's 4 hours, no? So it could be a weekly low. Uh, so that weekly low ka liquidity took perfect. What else do we need? That is all. It's perfect for looking for a top side, and we have this clean move. Of course, it was expected. Nothing. So, but double bottom was missing, which is fine. It's not like it has to give. We could take this as a double bottom. This is a market structure. Maybe 1 hour pay will have a clearer market structure. Maybe see it was the wick was very fast and see market structure kind of a market structure. Buyers were so buyers were so interested in buying that they didn't leave anything for forming a double bottom or anything. So after this candle, I think everyone was sure that it's going into buying. This was a liquidity thing, nothing about. But this was Asian session only. Asian session. Then this was London session consolidation and a little bit. The trade which could have been nice was this one. 1 hour pair. This would have been a great trade. But a stop loss would have been taken. I'll tell you why. Is we keep a stop loss with a little buffer just below this, and it has gone more than that. And at this time, I think that was expected. It's trying to fill the gap, but it couldn't. Hmm. And which could have been taken was after this candle, this green candle, this market structure which has formed, that could have been taken. This one. Even though we didn't take this one, I mean, you know that I would have holded this regardless because I have very very high confidence on my setups. So I would have hold it with a higher stop loss as well. But still, thing I'm saying is this taking this market structure would have been great. So market structure would go like this. At least this high would also be 180, 190 pips. I always told you higher time frames pay when you take trades, they have very high probability of giving us the profits that we need, and they are the best trades ever. When you look from higher time frames and when you come to lower time frames and you see what's happening, that is just crisp of trading. That is what I can tell you. So this was exactly the wick I'm not able to point. It's 274. I could take it 275 ka round number exact, but I couldn't point it out. But this market structure, that we could have been taken. And after this order block has formed, this was I think we took this trade. Nice. When did we take this trade? Yesterday, no? Yeah, this was yesterday's trade. It when did we take this trade? 12:30. Yeah, I remember this trade. This was nice, no? This was great trade. From here, if we went to covered a lot of pips more than what we have taken. Regardless, I we only look for small profits. We shouldn't. We should look for higher profits. But regardless, that was what happened. So this trade, this was a trade that I took. Uh, I didn't post it in Telegram, but I took it. With, this was also yesterday only, no? Hmm. This one was day before yesterday. Day before yesterday at night, I took this, and I'll show you in 50 minutes. It will be more clarified. But the mostly the part was after closing above this level. I was sure it closed above that level. In excess, it closed above this level. Anyway, I did have after this order block being formed, I did know that I was I was in after this order block being formed, and this so buying this which buying came, and I was very sure कि now it has nowhere else to. If it falls from here, I have no regions for it to buy. At least I need to go to these levels. And the gold is super bullish that it just took the liquidity from daily time frame. Why would it come to that level? Anyway, it can go from here only, and people would be ready to buy. So this was that trade, and I didn't expect that to happen very fast. It happened very fast. This 100 pips that we captured, it was very fast. It was quite fast. And after that, we had our this was this was our target because 9.5 was our target because this was the last low. last law of the market, which could affect that, and it did affect that. It had made an order block, and it been tested at the in the next 1 hour, and it went up. This also been tested. So when the fall comes, it will be far greater. I mean, it could be a fall. It could be a straight fall if any news comes. But for now, gold is very bullish. We could look for all-time highs. I don't know. Looking for all-time highs is a sensitive area. I mean, we could be looked. I mean, gold will reach all-time high once again this year. Of course, it will. And I don't think it will reach 4,000 this year. It might reach, but I'm not having my. It actually might reach. You know, if it has. See, if in last 3 days, it has moved 1,000 pips in the same direction. If you think about it, it can be possible. $4,000 per ounce, and when gold is super bullish and all at all time highs, we know what strategies would work. We've experienced that, and that would be a great adaptation for us. All time highs play. I love to play with quantities and selling scalps. All time highs is a maze, but it's a very good maze. You capture some good moves. And mm, what's happening now? Actually, I was looking for gold to come to lower levels, but DXY has done something far more worse for us. See, it gave this move after when I saw DXY, it was 0.6% up, I think, and now it's 0.12. Of course, that does make gold bullish, even though it's not tapped the regions it needs to tap. Trend line retest we didn't have. Lot of things we didn't happen because we were in a selling trade, and liquidity also should happen. Lot of unnecessary buying happened because of DXY. This is not gold's projection, but DXY pushing towards the upside. Not this, not just this. It should fall from here. From here, yes. We mark these levels. It should fall from here to these levels at least. 20 that was terrible for gold, which uh, which cost us our risk free in the second trade. But anyway, let's go into lower time frames. This is clean move. So when there is clean move happening, it's very hard for us to take trades. There only the tests that happen also are very rare. If you think about it, see this. I mean, intermediate tests happen, which is good for us. As I told you, intermediate from intermediate things we could, yeah, we could have taken this. I don't know what time it is. Okay, 11 pay. I didn't see that we could have taken from here only that trade. But rather after closing, uh, this closing, huh? Yes, this closing. Na- Okay, after this closing, I waited actually. See, I didn't take trade just after this closing because it was below this only. In the 1 hour time frame, it was below this only. But I took trade only after this confirmation. This Marubuzu which has formed, after this only I took the trade. And after this consolidation, I think 15 minute or 30 minute needed to form an order block. After this, then straight, it was very fast. 445, in the span of next 1 hour, 100 pips. At that time is crazy. At 1 o'clock at time there was no volume. There will be no volume. At that time that is crazy trade. And that is I posted in the telegram. So that is why you should turn on your notifications, because uh, when I post these kind of trades, no, they kind of happen by spur of the moment. See this trade, it kind of happened just there. We took it at this point. We didn't know this fast move was gonna come, but the next target was this only. So I was pretty sure that that was the next target, but it could take a next station session. But it happened very fast. In that time only, in the span of 1:30, half an hour of 1.5 hour later, you find this happening. So yeah, that's one. What else is there? Hmm. And actually, there nothing happened. See, after this was the move. 3:45 it came. We were in selling trade. If you remember, we were in selling trade. I told you to hold this till 256. I don't know how many of you hold it. My target was this only. I told you to hold over the weekend. And what happened? Gap down opening. We had a breaker blocker trade. Sorry, breaker blocker. I'm saying starter blocker trade. See, this one was a starter blocker trade. Starter blocker trade. Even if you have taken this trade, that is almost same as our this trade which we are holding in the weekend. So we were risk free, and it was trend line. It was following the trend line. It's perfectly following the trend line. Close below this trend line on the live stream only. This happened. I told you to. Uh, it was low volume kind of a thing. So I told you to hold this trade. Our target was 100 pips, which we reached. See, 100 pips reached here only. But I told you it could go to swing low, because this was not a great buying level. It was never a buying level. I told you this. That is why you should see the streams. I told you this 56 level is not a great buying level. It's just a fake out, fake buying to attract liquidity below this. And it's exactly what happened. See, exactly what happened. See, this buying levels also invalidated. Everything happened very, very nicely for this trade, but it happened in the Asian session. That could be a obstacle for some people that who don't trade Asian session. But you need to be ready as a trader in any session to trade when your setups are working. So this was the trade, and I already placed my this also here. Actually, I placed here, which is 56 3 pair. I thought some market structure would happen. 56 3 pair was my this level, which was around 250 pips. So I don't know why it's on 260. I booked around 250 pips. I remember exact. Yes, I trade with number quantities, and after being this fee, it was round number as well. So that yeah, that was see this. This was what what I was telling you about. It's very fast. It's very fast. It fell very fast, and it came very fast. This market structure, I thought it would happen when it was Asian session. I was not seeing, of course. My limit order was placed. My stop loss was 80 pips, and I'm just sleeping. And my this trade ka TP got hit 250 pips ka, and this trade ka TP sorry, I didn't place TP for this one. Then in the morning I booked somewhere around here, I think 294. Sorry, 294 by book. Yeah, somewhere around here I booked around 400 pips. I told you yesterday. I showed you this where my buying was. My buying was here. If you if you see the Telegram snapshot I took, my buying was here, just at the lowest points, which is 250 level, and from there I booked around in the afternoon. This level was a good selling level, so I booked there, and I could have bought here maybe some scalps, but I didn't because my it was consolidating. See, this consolidation, I don't want to be stuck in this consolidation. Then at night came this move. That is all. I mean, that there was nothing there. I mean, this consolidation, I didn't want to stuck here, even though it was giving 100 pips, hundreds of pips. Uh, it was not in my interest to do that. That is why I didn't trade Monday. Monday was only these trades that happened in the Asian session. Why am okay? My trade. Uh, I haven't placed in 1 day time frame. That is why it's so big. That is why we have this much stop loss also. Higher stop loss, higher time frames. I gave you till here only, so let's put here only. So if you listen to me and hold at this trade, it was 250 pips, or else it was 100 pips. We did it on live stream only. So after that, if you have placed a buy order here, that would have been amazing, man. If you didn't, what can I say? You have to trust these levels. So after that being happened, uh, yeah, I was up to 50 plus 300, I think 300, 400, no? And in this, na, in this, I didn't risk free. Even I didn't risk free, and I holded the whole quantity till 294. For above 400 pips, I hold it. But I'm not gonna uh, see that because that was my risk I took. This was the intermediate, an instant trade that could have been taken. It reached very fast. That was a trade, and with this only I was up 500 plus pips in a week. Yeah, I felt good about it, and I didn't trade because 5 pips is a lot of pips in a day, where the market movement is not that much. So 500 pips, I was fine, and Asian session by movers happened. So I thought that yeah, London session and the New York session mostly will consolidate, and at night it showed me a move, and that is a move we capture 100 pips, 600 pips up, or if you think about it, only 100 pips up, or if you didn't do these trades, this could be your first trade, still 100 pips up into the week. And this trade, see, after that buying was just from intermediate highs. From intermediate highs it is buying. This is the actually all time highs this all time highs structure like this only. It happens like not all time highs when there is uh, fair value gaps to cover. This happens. There's a clean moves that had happened in selling, so now it needs to cover that. Those kind of moves can be like this. And I haven't drawn a trend line. I'm hoping it's following some trend line. Should I take it from here? No. Yeah, I guess this is the trend line. I have a lot of points touching. So that one is a trend line, and it got broken here. I don't think it was tested again. Of course, it's not tested because we haven't seen those moves yet. That is a trend line. Let's keep it for reference. So this buying, I'll tell you how I bought this buying. This is interesting. This is kind of a desperate trade. So after this fair value gap being formed, I needed a fair value gap cover plus a good condition for me to trade. Of course, the condition would be that we will test this high. And after this fair value gap, I knew that it won't do that. This is Marabuzzi candle. Marabuzzi candle, if it comes back and do that, I mean, it could do that, but I hoped it doesn't. So I see my stop loss was here. I was pretty sure that it won't do that, but in just in case, I had my stop loss just over here, which is less only. Yeah, it was 30, 20, 28 pips, 30 pips. Who cares, man? That's we make that in our risk free level is that is our risk free level, and we make that in seconds. So this was why I did it. So if you think about it, this was a fair value gap. It's a fair value gap, which imagine there's a block here. Let's say this is a fair value gap. So whenever it comes back to that level, like starter block only, it should give its resistance. So what happened is it didn't give it gave closing above this level, above these levels. So which in turn suggested me that this could have been a breaker block. I just assume ki there is something here that is driving it, and it didn't take resistance from it. I just hope it would take support from it. So the support was from 325. Actually 325 is a great level, and I was so sure that if after this candle, the next support that it could take intermediate high, even though it's a 23, it won't give that. I had a little, because this is Marubozu, as I told you. Marubozu, you come to the opening, that is something else. Because Marubozu, it is showing that gold by Marubozu and taking liquidity. Uh, that's a good thing, but still, if it had done that also, that's fine. Only because my stop loss is covering that. But I was interested in this how it reacts over this, and it worked out, man. It worked out. 325 ka level. It was opening of the day. I think this not opening of that day, but it was opening of some day. Yeah, 27 June ka. So I was into it, and it was a pretty good trade. Actually, the RR was pretty awesome. Okay, this was our 1 is to 8.5. Amazing RR. So it was still 50 level. As I told you, 50 level. This, of course, will be my resistance. Next. Next came. Hmm, when was this? This is yesterday. Yesterday I was at work, kind of not seeing the charts. This trade we took, no? Did I post this in Telegram? Let me check if I have posted this in Telegram. I don't think so. Sorry, but this is a market structure level. Trade should have been like this. Trade should have been like this. It should have been like this. But why I did it like this is because by the time I took the trade, it already went to this point. Yeah, that was quite funny. It gave me a perfect. I mean, it gave me a perfect thing to take it. I mean, I know that market structure will be followed, right? So even if it moved 10 pips from there, it's a good selling for me. So I did not wait, but when I was seeing in the charts and when I was seeing in my Exnesca, it was here and I sold it from here. 54 per sold, and yeah, I think 140 pips I did. Why not 150 pips? Because these levels are highly. I mean, it could consolidate here or it could move back from here. So I want it to be out just as fast as possible. So that is what I 140 pips, which was fine, which was good. I should have posted this in Telegram, but I told you I was seeing the charts and went into it spot on. This this move is a liquidity, classic liquidity and manipulation move. You call it consolidation, manipulation, distribution. And what did it see? 344 ka level. Nice. Okay, 244 is okay. 344 ka level. What do we have? I think this change of character. Checking this change of character could be that. It probably is that. Change of character. It's checking. Fine. Retesting after taking liquidity. Nice trade. After this candle, we could have taken this trade, or to follow this market structure, which has not been followed. Okay, it followed here. We could have taken this trade rather than this is market structure. Goated market structure always. When did this happen? I didn't see this. Today, man, today I did not see it. This should have been our trade. This is a perfect trade. And high and good aura. That's important. That's most important thing. Good aura. I like a good aura. That is when you can enter with confidence and enter with the higher quantities if required. Oh, that's good. Hmm, just thinking why. Yes, it's perfect, man. That's amazing. This market structure, nice data. We could have had more confidences when we are doing this. But yeah, yeah, this should have been taken. I mean, I'm telling you from these many days, you should have taken that trade, right? It's just before you only. It's the same strategy that we've been using all along. What is there? There's nothing there. It's very easy. And and is gold bearish? That's another thing. Is gold bearish? No, it's not bearish, but it does need liquidity. Yeah, not even 140 pips. You could have looked for this fair value curve 111 pips. Perhaps maybe this move came only because DXO was increasing. People will try to buy from here only. The market structure is followed if you think about it because closing didn't happen below this level. Only if closing happens below this level, then market structure would be invalid. So here, if you think about it, it's followed. Then some dance. This closing after market structure का following it came, so it doesn't matter. So this here, if you see, this is a market structure. This trade could have been taken, but at this time, what DXO was doing, 30. Yes, consolidating. That's fine. Today we had news, no? Today we had news. This was nice. This could have been taken if actually this could have been taken. It's a very low RR, very high RR ratio. See, whenever you find a high RR trades, just try to do it. Even if you lose, that's fine. See, this is RR that I could give for this. This would be just for formality. This could be the RR that I could give for this. That is how much good this trade is. That's 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 just great. This order block, still order block we could see. Great move. Absolutely amazing. If you see this, you could say कि this order block why I didn't take. It was not formed as an order block first. It's a breaker block. Did it close? It closed below this level? No. Then it's not an order block this one. But it closed above this level. Then became a breaker block and it got tested. That I agree, but it's not an order block. Yep, that there is. I didn't see that as well. So you have to be completely into the charts when you're doing this. But our trades that we do are not from intermediate levels. We do it from exact higher levels with good stop losses. And see, this was the trade that we did. First time pay only, it gave us risk free. First time pay when it touched that level. Why I told you to take that level is that was a market structure. Was a market structure. Think it 4 hours or something. There was a market structure somewhere. I do remember that. Yep, this one only. No, see, this is the market structure, and it's been followed. Market structure gave this wick, this kind of a wick, which is good, which is as good as giving a red candle only. So after that, I wouldn't bother taking that. That is what I'm trying to say. Hmm. Actually, as I told you, it should have looked for at least here. But I told you कि this order block was there, so just get out 150 pips. Where this trade, if you remember, I told you कि from this trade, please get out at the 150 pips. Why? Because there was an order block here, and it it did. It did the gave it did took the swing high from this only, and that's actually a surprise for me. It's not a surprise. It happened just because we took another trade here. Why did we take this trade? That will help you understand what has happened. This is a trend line that's been following in 15-minute time frame. So lower time frames ka trend line. So what I did was it closed below this level. I mean, when we are in the trade, it closed below this level. It hit our TP, fine. So I told you after 40, when the trend line retests the same level, this was the trend line ka retest, right? See, this is the trend line, man. See, one touch point, two touch point, three touch points, and yeah, one support as well. Then closing below this. Now, whenever it touches it back, it bounces to the downside. That is the trend line trade. So if you see that properly, we did get a risk free, of course. Why did I have risk free at this level? Because there was market structure here as well, and I thought if the trend line doesn't work, at least market structure will work. That was the intuition, and that's how I did take this trade. What happened at this time? Let me tell you what exactly happened, because from this level only it should fall. And why it didn't fall was because of this hero here falling like crazy at that time. So this time I'll mark what this time was. 2030 say 2115. See, just see these candles. 2030, 2045, 21, 2115. This whole move was coming when we were in a trade, and gold still moved, still was there only, still gave us our risk free. I was very nervous about this trade because the after the first thing, the first thing is that risk free is very I mean, risk free is down here. It's very high risk free level. It's I mean, this trade this target is 100 bips, and stop loss is 40 bips, which is 2.5 ka risk to reward ratio, which is good only, but still not what we hope for. We do at least 1 is to 3 RR. So with that, and when that can form, these kind of candle was forming in DX5, I was like, man, come on. I was hoping that key, what it would do is it would just take this liquidity and these two liquidity and test this level. So I was hoping that it would take that liquidity and come to that level, but it was super bullish that it didn't give any chance to gold, at least to come below these levels. See, if you see it, it tried like crazy. Sellers tried, and it formed an order block in a 1 hour level. See, 1 hour paid formed an order block perfectly. Then after it forming an order block, now now it has told that I have shown you your resistance in trend line. Also, I've shown you that I have fallen from there. So you are all the judges. You have seen this. This is the proof. Then this move came. From this move, we could have bought, but just our risk free is about to go. See, I was thinking this market structure would have helped us, and it helped us a little bit, and from here it still went up. It didn't even test this. I mean, I could have taken a trade if it have tested, but it didn't. That's fine. So that is why our risk free was gone in this trade. But overall, 150 pips up today. Uh, we could have done some things differently this trade, and this trade could have been done. But fine is fine. This was yesterday. I didn't post this. Okay. So overall, if you see Monday, pe we are if you are holding the weekend trade, uh, even if you're not holding, if you, let's say if you're holding, uh, it was like a 200 whips cut rate, 250 whips cut rate, because I told you to hold. So okay, let's not count that if you don't. But if who have done that, let's count for those people who have done this. So 250 whips there, and who have done the 250 level buying, they have 200 whips as well. Levels were marked in the live stream. So that 200 pips they have 200, 250, 450 over. And what trades did we do? Night pay we did one trade. This one 100 pips ka 550 pips up. This trade I didn't give in live stream. Fine. This trade I didn't give in live stream. I mean live stream no Telegram I didn't give in Telegram. And you got a bought from here, but fine. Uh, any trades that I've given, these are I am just seeing these trades now only. Okay, this is the trade that we did 150 pips. So overall 700 pips. Or 700 pips into the week. 3 days. 3 days we did in the last 3 days. So I think this could be a 1,000 pips week as well. But we didn't do a lot of trades, but we could have done a lot of trades. And if you see these kind of things, just take those trades. See with the low RR. If you're seeing a trade with a low RR, you should just take it, man. That is how you learn what is working, what's not. And this is, of course, the same thing. New 15-minute opening. It's like it's actually like a trade that we did just some couple days ago. This trade only. It's closing. Should we take a trade from here? We could actually. History repeats itself, but could look for a 75 level. 75 by we can sell. A selling trade could be taken. But I'm hoping. Do you know what? What would be perfect is this. If it comes back to this level, just toke marlo. Whatever you have, just sell. See, sorry, buy at this level. I'll place an order here. It's unlikely that that happens because okay, it's very big. Why is okay? It's a 1 hour level. And that's a trade that we were stuck on. So this level is a perfect level actually. If it comes back to this level, just sell it, man. Just sell it. I'm telling you. I mean, we might lose, but there is a high probability that this will cover this gap. 200 to the tips gap. And probably if you after some resistance in this area, it will cover this gap as well. And 300 pips we could do easily. But for the intermediate level, this would be awesome. So I'll have my alert here. It will alert us if it comes back to that level. So that is it for today. Uh, Good week till now. We could be a 1,000 pip week again. Let's see. Only 300 pips more to go. If you take two more trades today, only tomorrow only. Tomorrow we have NFP, and today ka news I'll explain. Today ka news came positive for gold and negative for US. That is why we're kind of seeing this fall, but we're seeing this fall late. I don't know why we are seeing this fall very late. Is at this time news came. Yeah, in this candle news came, so that is why we have this. After this, it sustained at these levels, but ultimately it came back down. So it does show that gold was bullish. Gold should be bullish, and I also told you, but at that time only we were in a selling trade, and even though we were in a selling trade, we won that because our take profit was just to the level where we can buy from, and that's what happened. Actually, after this engulfing only, I had a little. After this engulfing, no, I have had mixed thoughts about this trade, this trend line cut trade, but I had to do it because I had to. I had to do it because I have to test it out. So this was some indication for us. This was almost an engulfing candle. Yeah, with that, that is today's analysis. If you see market structure, it took support from this market structure and now it's moving up. I mean, intermediate levels. Whenever there is a liquidity grab that when happened at higher time frames, this always happens. That is like a, that is like a momentum for gold or for any asset. It's a momentum. So I'm thinking if we have any other trend lines. This is a trend line. No. This kind of looks like a trend line. Let's see if the higher time. Yeah, it kind of looked like a trend line. Looks like a trend line. 1 hour पे 1 hour पे मतलब it's very hard to decide. That is a trend line. Let's see. We didn't used to do trend lines, but now we are doing it. See, adapting them to the market is quite important. So that level, if it comes to that level, I'll buy, and this is my trade. My trades are always marked before the market comes there, and I'll take trades from there regardless of whatever the market is doing. So even though the trend line, I know it could have been, it could, there was a high probability that it would go up only because DX was falling. But I had to take this trade, and I was risk free. Being risk free had let me hold it till here, till this market structure also. That is why it should be risk free. Yeah, with that we end today's live stream. Uh, we'll come back tomorrow with the same motivation. My buying level is marked. Selling pay, if it doesn't give us buying, then let's see selling. Selling pay, I'm thinking here this would be a great level. Before that, it's not that great to sell. Change of cattle level. Yeah, this level would be great to sell. We don't have an order block, so that could be a problem. Always an order block. So this could be a level we could sell from 375. Yes, we could sell from there. So that is two trades, one sell and one buy. That I would do. This is 50-60 pips ka stop loss. This could be same 50 pips ka stop loss, please. Yep. The we have a market structure followed here. Let me see. I think yes. 389. That also will take time. So 375 pair you can sell till this high. Hopefully, this gold is bullish. This high and this opening, which is 190 pips, 90 to 100 pips. Yeah, those are two trades. Perfect. Be risk free at those trades if it's come to those levels. And with that, we end today's stream. See you tomorrow. Okay. Maybe I have a lot of. No, that's fine only. We'll come to this level, then I'll have another one at here. Alert. Fine. Let's come back tomorrow and let's do this. This would be something I would be interested in. Will it come back to these levels? It could if DXY is super bullish. But tomorrow there's news, so we should brace ourselves for that. News, a lot of things could happen, and I think it will be bullish for gold only. Yeah, it will be bullish for gold. So I think we should be fine. With that, let's end today's session. Uh, Trade with Maze. You just just buy when I tell you to buy, sell when I tell you to sell, and be risk free. That is the only thing that you do on yourself, and it's profits for all of you. 700 pips into the week. I personally am up more than 12 1300 pips, but from Telegram and live stream we are up 1000 pips. Sorry, 700 pips. Nice week so far. Let's keep the losses away. With that, we end today's stream. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the Telegram channel, where every day I post trades and they are free of cost. So I think you should give it a try. And let's meet tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care.